It's an exciting day on Smith's Ridge. I am getting ready to go out and milk one of our new Jersey cows for her first time here on our farm. She calved this afternoon. It was about 1 o'clock. She had a little bull calf. We didn't get to see her calf, but we were out there right shortly after the baby hit the ground. And that was a really fun and special experience. It's always so exciting when new life comes to the farm or really anywhere. It's just an exciting season. Spring especially is just one of my favorite times to enjoy new animals, new life. So I am about to head out, and of course it's raining. So we're gonna, I'm gonna be limited on how much video I can get, but we're gonna give it a shot. And I just wanted to share with you guys what it's like the first 12 hours after a new mama cow calves, and how we are doing things here, what we're providing to the mama. There's a lot of different ways to manage your livestock. This is just what we are doing, and we'll continue to adapt. And of course, if you have things that you like to incorporate into your practices that have been that have suited you well, I hope you'll leave a comment and let us know how you guys like to manage things at your place.
New life on the farm is always so exciting. I wanted to share with you guys a little bit about our experience after a calf, specifically a dairy calf, is born and what that looks like. There's a lot of details and things to consider on both ends for the calf and for the fresh mama cow. I wanted to be able to video more of a real-time kind of interaction of this experience, but I really needed 2 hands. Of course, our cow Sunny decided to calve on the one cool rainy day of the week, and only naturally she had the baby right in the one muddy spot in the pasture. So here we are, making sure to get the calf out of the mud, only for the calf to get back out into the mud.
Don't lay back down, stand up.
Time and time again, and back out into the rain time and time again. So anyways, let's get to it. This calf was born around 1:45 in the afternoon. I really like to give the mama and the baby time to just kind of figure it all out. Of course, we were keeping an eye on them as we could. You really want the calf to be up nursing and up on its feet within the first couple of hours, but I would say probably 4 hours max. You really want to see him latched onto mama, getting that colostrum that he really needs. Unfortunately, for this situation, by the time I got out to do our evening chores and take care of animals around 5:30 p.m., it was the calf still had not been up to eat. So what we went ahead and did was we milked the mama cow out and bottle fed the baby calf some colostrum. Now, on the subject of milking, some people will say you should milk the cow right away or milk the cow even before the calf is born. Some people say 12 hours, 14 hours. Lots of different options, I think, when you are going to milk a fresh cow. But for us, it just makes the most sense to get them into that milk routine and go ahead and get started with whatever the next milking time was. So for this situation, with the baby being born in the afternoon on April 10th, we went ahead and milked with the evening milking around 6. I think it was around 6:30 since there were some extra chores this day, and went ahead and got her milked out. Now, the reason you want to do that is because you want to go ahead and, one, with this situation, we definitely need colostrum for the baby, but you want to go ahead and make sure that she's not going to get too engorged and too full, because that can definitely happen, and starting out a lactation with mastitis is just really no fun. So whatever you decide, be sure to go ahead and get the mama milked out. Now, your first milking is going to be colostrum if you're doing it that first day. Colostrum is very yellow, so do not be alarmed. You don't probably want to drink colostrum. Now, it does have a lot of proven benefits for someone who, say, is recovering from a knee surgery. You can use this as a healing agent, and it's really, really good for you, but it does not taste good. We don't drink it until about 5 days after the calf is born. During that time, we go ahead and save the milk. So we'll continue milking into a separate canister from the other cow's milk, and then you'll just save that milk for when you need it. So say you want to go ahead and start weaning the calf from mom and just doing bottles, you can use that milk then. I like to freeze the colostrum because you just never know when you might need some colostrum. There are a myriad of situations where that will come in very handy, and you'll be glad to have it in your freezer. So that's what we did with the excess that I didn't feed to the bottle with for this calf. And for us, it just makes sense to go ahead and get into the routine of getting the mama cow into the stanchion, getting her into the routine and kind of figuring out what that is going to look like. When you milk a cow for a first time, especially a heifer, but any cow, you want to just give yourself a lot of extra time. And that's one of the reasons I couldn't do just a live video for this, was because I needed extra time and both of my hands, my husband's hands too. He came out and actually finished out the milking because I was just not being patient enough. Poor mama, she was definitely pretty full, pretty engorged, and she was getting pretty kicky. She thankfully actually is not much of a kicker. She was just so uncomfortable that first day. And so you want to just have plenty of time and really be patient. Give yourself lots of grace. That first milking can always be a little rough, but it does get better. Like the next milking was much better. A few things to look for initially is to make sure that the mama cow passed the placenta. Usually they'll eat it. This is a safety, the right word is not coming to me, but it's for the safety and natural kind of cycle of life. They eat that to keep predators from smelling the blood from the birth, so that predators do not come after the baby. Even if they are in a really safe area, they are more or just as likely to eat a placenta as a cow that's out to pasture. Make sure that the mama cow has access to hay, and then I like to add electrolytes to the cow's water and go ahead and put iodine on the calf's navel. This just helps to prevent any infections. Something else too, if the calf has not gotten up to drink, I did go ahead and try to help this calf up. I didn't get a good video of it, but I used a towel that I had. I had already tried to towel him off a few times just to get him warm. And I put the towel under his tummy to use it as a sling to help encourage him to just engage his legs and get up and move about, but it just didn't happen. So for this cow, I tried a few different things to get him warmed up out of the barn, but we ultimately decided to bring him inside, put him in the shower with some blankets, and put the heater on him. He just was so cold. He was shivering, and he needed to dry out. So we brought him in for 3 or 4 hours. He stayed and cozied up in the bathroom, and oh my goodness, a few hours later, he was feeling so much better. So we were able to put him back out with his mama around 11 p.m. I checked on him at 2:30 in the morning. I just couldn't stop thinking about the poor little guy, but he was doing way better. And then by the next morning, he was already up drinking and feeling spry and feeling really good. So if you do have a cow born on a cold day, I definitely recommend just getting them warmed up, getting them to where they're dry and not shivering anymore. Cold and wet is not a good combination. On this particular day, it was about 55 degrees, but there was just a chilly rain all day and quite windy. So those first days, kind of that check on how healthy everyone is definitely very critical, and that first milk is really critical. Something that you may or may not know is that udder is going to feel really a little more tough, a little more hard, and then as the days go on, it will start to soften and become a little bit more like the cow udder that you would imagine for a milk cow. Those first few days, they're starting to produce, and they've got the hormones going on, and so if the udder is hardened, that is not as alarming as if you have an udder that begins to be red or have heat. That could be the onset of mastitis. So keep an eye on the udder the first few days. We calf share, so the baby stays on mom for at least about the first week. then I start to separate at night and then put out during the day, whichever fits our schedule best. Because these little monsters, they will drink and drink and drink and drink. You would be shocked at how much a calf on his mama will drink. So eventually we do end up just separating the calf completely and keeping the milk and putting it into a bottle for the calf. We will raise them till about 8 weeks and until they're eating grain and hay really, really well, drinking water, and back them off to one bottle, then backing them off to just the feed and hay indefinitely. So after the first 24 hours, the next things that you are going to be considering doing is if you have a bull calf, castrating, and then your method of dehorning, as well as if you plan to tag. So there are plenty of things to be looking toward in the next few days, but that first 24 hours can be really critical to just observe mama and baby, make sure everyone has what they need, and really be careful to avoid mastitis so that you have a very positive lactation with high production. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you'll subscribe. Let me know in the comments if you have calves coming this spring, or if you're watching this because you're potentially looking at getting a family dairy cow. I'm happy to answer any questions and look forward to sharing our adventure with you on the next video.